I'm Roger. I'm a chef from UKHarvest food rescue charity, and today we're going to be making 3 super tasty and super fast to make dishes. Okay, so the first dish we're going to make is a tuna, green bean, cherry tomato pasta dish. So the ingredients we're going to need are some lovely juicy tuna, tinned tuna from a couple of small tins. We're going to need some rigatoni pasta. Either way, you can use whichever pasta comes to hand. We've got some capers, lovely juicy, with a bit of piquant capers. We got some lovely sweet cherry tomatoes, some green beans, half olives, and we've got some basil. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take our green beans and we're going to quickly cut off the ends, those stalky ends. Easy as that. Quickly lop them in half and pop them straight away into some boiling water. There we go, with a good pinch of salt. We're going to bring that up to the boil and we're going to cook those for about 4 or 5 minutes and then just strain them. Next I'm going to cook my pasta, so I'm going to put some salt in the water, Bayleaf, and straight goes the pasta into that rolling boil. Bring it up to the boil and cook it for about 10-11 minutes. Right, so pasta's cooked, let's get this thing together. So, straight away let's get our tomatoes. Oh, yeah, drop of oil into the pan. Let that get well and truly super duper hot and smoking. Because all you really want to do is be searing these tomatoes. So here it comes, tomatoes going in. Roll those around a little bit. Literally just want to burst those sweet little tomatoes. Good. Next goes in our green beans. Good old sprinkle of capers, olives, that looks hot. I think we're just colouring up those tomatoes beautifully. Now I'm going to add my pasta into this. Look at that, look at those lovely colours. Now, here goes the tuna. We don't want to break the tuna up too much, and all we're really going to do is just warm it through. A gentle stir around. And that'll just take a minute or 2 just to warm up that tuna beautifully. Okay, so that's lovely and hot now. So we'll just have a quick whiz around with a bit of pepper. Lovely. A little bit more salt. Stir through. Smelling gorgeous. Now, straight into our plate. How easy was that, eh? Simple, delicious, colourful, and inexpensive. Look at that. A little bit of sprig of basil if you want to zhuzh it up a little bit. A few parmesan shavings if you've got a bit of parmesan. And it's done. Great, so our next quick dish is a bacon leek gnocchi dish. So for this dish we're going to need some milk, about 1.5 pints, about 250 grams of grated mature cheddar, about 1.5 packets of gnocchi, a packet of bacon cut into pieces, a fine dice of onion, 2 or 3 leek cut chunkily. We've got a stock cube, a vegetable stock cube, some bay leaves, a little bit of plain flour, about a tablespoonful, and about a tablespoonful of butter, and 1 clove of garlic finely diced. Okay, so let's crack on with the sauce. First thing that goes into our wok is our butter. Turn the heat up a little bit on that. Next goes in our bacon pieces. Get that sizzling away straight away. Let the heat get right up again. We're going to cook this out for a minute or two before we then start adding the onion. Right, so our bacon's had a minute or two cooking. We're going straight in with our onions, our garlic, and our leek. We're just going to let that cook for 3 or 4 minutes until the onions have gone glassy and tender. Right, that's all cooked. Now we're going to add about a tablespoonful of flour into our mix. Give that a good old stir through. So once that's incorporated, then we can start adding our milk. A little bit at a time. And keep adding until it's all incorporated. Okay, so we've brought all that together. I'm quickly going to just add a little bit of vegetable bouillon into that for extra flavour, and a couple of bay leaves, and then I'll allow this to sort of just cook for 3 or 4 minutes, just to sort of really help intensify the flavour. And the last part of this lovely creamy rich sauce is just to add some cheese into it. So we're going to use about half of our cheese that we grated at this point. Just give that a quick stir through. And then our sauce is ready, and on to just preparing our gnocchi quickly. Okay, so we're on to the gnocchi. Gnocchi in this case is just very simply potato that's been formed into these wonderful little shapes. It's not pasta, it is essentially potato. So all we've got to do is to pour that into already boiling water with a little bit of salt in there. And we simply allow that cook until it starts floating on the surface. Then we know it's ready. That's going to come straight out, and that's going to go into our leek sauce. So now I'm taking my drained gnocchi, adding it to my lovely leek and bacon sauce. Just give that a gentle stir through. Looking good. Right, so I'm just transferring this all into my oven dish now. Lovely. And a final sprinkle over with some lovely mature cheddar cheese. This now is going to go straight into my preheated oven, set to about 180, 190 degrees. And this will take about 25-30 minutes. Okay, so this has had about a good 25-30 minutes. Oh, look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So I'm just going to leave this on the back now to cool down for a bit. So to get this dish underway, first of all I've got to poach my chicken, or cook my chicken breasts off. So I just carefully lift them and put them into already simmering chicken stock. just going to allow that to cook for about 20 minutes. So as the chicken cooks, you'll notice that a frothy kind of matter comes up to the surface, and that's just simply kind of fats and impurities. So we just carefully use the edge of a spoon and we just kind of lift that out of the way. It just improves the overall taste of the finished dish. Right, so I'm now going to check that my chicken is cooked. I'm going to be using my probe. Probes are very easy to get hold of from most department stores these days. So, out comes my chicken breast, onto my plate, swing my arm out, turn it on, and in we go. And you're really sort of trying to get it into the middle of the middle. See what the temperature's doing, and it's fantastic. We are looking for a temperature over 75 degrees, so I'm really happy with that. That's cooked. Okay, so I've cooked the chicken. I've set it to one side for a moment. I'm using the stock that I cooked the chicken in. I've totted it up to 1.2 litres. I'm now adding this into my wok. Get it all in there. And I'm adding my finely chopped coriander. Ooh, smell that. Smells really quite nice and fragrant. And half my chilies. And they're just going to go in there for a couple of minutes to infuse. So building up the flavours now, I'm going to add my 2 tablespoonfuls of soy sauce. I'm going to get the stalks from the Pak-Choi in first before the leaves, because obviously they're thicker, they're going to need a little bit longer. And I'm going to get my mushrooms in there. And I'm just going to let that all cook down for 3 or 4 minutes before I start adding anything else. Okay, so we're going to start adding a few more ingredients. So we've got our sliced red pepper, we've got our spring onion, and we've got our bamboo shoots sliced up. And actually I'm going to add my Pak-Choi. I'm going to put the heat up, get that up to a boil, and then let that simmer again for a few minutes. Right, so I'm now going to add my noodles. Get those in the liquid. Pat them down a little bit. Turn up the heat. We want to cook those now for a good 4 minutes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And while that's cooking, we're just going to slice our lovely warm chicken. Okay, so everything's cooked and ready. Let's plate up. Take a lovely warm bowl. Take a good tong full of noodles. Get some of this lovely garnish in there. Pak-Choi. I'm just going to gather some of that liquid. And now we're just going to put some of our chicken on top. A final sprinkle with some of our coriander. A few pieces of our chili. Doesn't that look lovely? Okay, so here we are, everyone. We've got our tuna pasta dish. We've got our bacon gnocchi dish, and we've got our chicken Asian inspired noodle dish. All super easy to produce, super fast to make. Go away and cook. Bon appetit.